This is the 5th time. I've been doing some improvements all the time and trying to record because I want to show you what I've created. I did show you the moss generator Mark 1, which had the 5x5 area here, and it was actually not self-sustainable. This one is, though. So let's get to it. How does this work? Let's start from here. This is the machine controller. Yes. When I put an item in here, the machine goes off. On. Yes. And this way it stops. So yeah, the clock controls 2 things in here. So, or this thing controls 2 things. There is the clock for the flusher and the clock for the pistons. So, and the pistons, they go off in every ticks from here. Yes, I think it is 4, 8, 12, 16 ticks, I think. Yeah, and that is enough for these lava generators or stone generators to generate stone instead of cobblestone. If it generates cobblestone, the machine will jam down and not work. Yes, so it is very important that the time here is long enough for it to create stone instead of cobblestone. Next off, what is this thing in here, you may wonder. This thing keeps sure that this block here is actually usable for the bone meal, because the thing is that if I, for example, let's take some moss here and let's go like here. So the reason for that is that if you place bone meal to the stone, no, the moss, it generates, but now you cannot use bone meal to it again unless this block here is clean. So yeah, that is why the piston is there for, and it goes off in sync with the pistons that I have in here. It does not actually matter. It might be even wiser to have it in sync with this. So basically, it should push and then shoot bone meal and then flush. But it does not matter because it does feed bone meal enough, often enough this way too. So yeah, it should be good. And this here is the flusherator. Yes, there is a timer in this, and every N ticks it flushes the area, and every time that it flushes, it also shoots a bone meal from down there. So yeah, that way it makes sure that we are not wasting bone meal, and we are getting enough moss before we use bone meal. That's very important if you want to make this self-sustainable, because if it shoots the bone meal too often, every time that it can, you will run out of bone meal. This is not that good. So you need to time it so that every time that it flushes, it generates, and then the pistons have enough time to destroy the moss blocks in here, and thus gives you enough items for this composter to make enough bone meal that is going to get transported from here to there, from here to here. Yes, and yeah, that is basically how it should be working. I just ate and I'm burping, so let's see. Place an item in here. This clock starts, and here the piston kills the spot in the middle. We are getting moss from the pistons as they are pushing the stone further away. Yes. And soon we will be having a flush. First we get the bone meal. We get the bone meal like this. And then we flush. Yes, bone meal, then flush, and then the pistons have enough time to take off the moss that generated in here before more bone meal is used. And I think this way we should be getting quite a lot of trust. Yeah, I really hope. I haven't tested it yet, so let's see what is happening here. Yeah, at the moment we have 64 bone meal in here, and now when we get enough of it, we do have some in here too. Yeah, it shoots the items back to this dropper here, And at one point this all will be filled with bone meal, because this will generate more than it uses, I hope. I really hope. But if it does not, it should be more than easy to place an item filter, for example, here, if you want those azalea saplings. Other way to stop this messing is actually quite easy. You can just do a contraption like this. So if you want to stop creating... let's take some sticky pistons. If you want to stop creating the bone meal, it is more than easy to do it like this. So that you can collect the azalea, for example, because azalea... Let's see if we can power this up with a lever! Like this. And now it is locked, so the items will get in here, and if we want to create more bone meal, it's just like this. Yes! So just locking these pistons in here should be good. You can also lock this piston, for example, and that way you will get... If you lock this piston in here, you actually get a surplus of bone meal in here, which is quite important if you want to have enough of that stuff. So yes. But this is my moss generator Mark II, and this should be quite self-sustainable, and you get the drops too, and the stupid villagers. Yeah. So this has been me, Bonedol, redstoning you a moss generator. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will get to build this thing on a multiplayer server at some point. I don't know. Hopefully this helped you. Thank you very much.